Vamos team, welcome inside of this video. Today we're going to be understanding what is the nomad revenue ecosystem. This is the ecosystem that I've personally used to scale my travel creators online coaching business to 30K a month consistently, and how I help multiple dozens of creators build a 5-figure income thanks to the same nomad revenue ecosystem. I present myself, I'm Remy, I'm 22 years old, I'm a travel creator and as well as a founder of Nomad Creators Hub, which is the biggest community of travel creators on the entire earth. So let's jump straight into this. So how the nomad revenue ecosystem works is going to be divided in 3 different stops. The first one is attraction, which is the top of the funnel. The second one is education and nurturing, which is the middle of the funnel, and then eventually converting. We're going to be seeing exactly how we can do so. Step number 1, organic content. I'm going to always be grateful about learning organic content so well, because no matter the dream you have in your life, you can achieve that by learning how to do really good organic content. So for me, it completely changed my life. How I explain organic content? Let's imagine that we're in a lottery situation and there is one guy that has 3 lottery tickets a week. So post 3 content a week. And the second person is that has 21 tickets a week, which means that they post 3 contents a day. Who do you believe is going to be winning the content game? Obviously, the one that has more lottery ticks, or it means content per day. What I wanted to share with this analogy, because in my past, every single time I posted more, I made more money. Because the more you post, the more you're going to be making the top of the funnel bigger. So if you have the top of the funnel bigger, you're going to be having more people that are going to be educated, and you're going to be having more people that it converts. So the more you post, the better it is. It's not only the more you post, but it's about the more you post from an ICP filter. What do I mean by this? Let's imagine that you prepare a content. So you have any single content ready and you need to pass it through the ICP filter. Your ICP is exactly your client persona. So let's imagine you're selling a UGC offer. So you want to help people making money from UGC. And maybe you prepare a content that you talk about eating pizza in Italy. This content will attract, educate, or build trust to your audience. No. So you're going to be attracting completely an ICP that eventually will never buy from you. So you have a content is prepared. You need to pass it to the ICP filter. So would that content attract my ICP, educate my ICP, or build trust from my ICP? If it's no, then it's a content that you should not be sharing from a business perspective. If it's instead is going to be doing any single one of this, then yes, post it. The more ICP content you posted, the better will be your business and the top of the funnel. And if you're at the beginning of your business and you still need to learn the organic content media, what I definitely suggest is to put even more fuel in. How I see this whole structure is like a machine, like a car. So the more fuel you put in, the more the car is going to be going longer and faster. So how I usually do this is by implementing and putting more fuel into the machine with the cold outreach. So literally get every single ICP that exists in the entire earth. For me, it's travel creators. For you, could be I don't know, and go cold outreach to them. In this way, you're going to be putting even more fuel into the machine. Or how to do that eventually, that's more of an advanced step. It's follower ads. So literally have a content that you made really well and put even ads on it. So you're going to be attracting even more people. But personal suggestion, learn how to do organic content first and cold outreach. And then eventually when you scale that up to 10K a month, then even put follower ads, you're going to be improving your business even further. Now let's get to step number 2, which is education. And by education, what I mean is nurturing, is educating your ICP on your business and how we do so. So every single piece of the content is going to be directly channeling your ICP and all the kind of lead flow that you're generating through organic content and cold outreach to YouTube. YouTube is one of the most undervalued social media, but what I believe is the most fundamental one, because people are spending crazy amount of hours with you there by looking at the educational videos, understanding how actually you do the business, and understanding if you could be the right coach for them. So YouTube is perfect for nurturing, educating, and then eventually converting. Because what an important rule of entrepreneurship is that people pay you after consuming 7 hours of your content. So what's the closest way to get to 7 hours? YouTube. In order to consume 7 hours of your content from Instagram and TikTok takes a lot of time because every single video is 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 8 seconds. So how you can get there? The fastest way is to get through YouTube. And I share as well, not only YouTube videos, but as well as organic content, because you can do as well those 2-minute videos on Instagram where you explain a concept. So I would say middle of the funnel, it's a mix between both, but definitely every single content, every single lead has to be going through YouTube. Now, guys, we understood how to create. So now, guys, we understood how to create leads and create the lead flow. We understood how to nurture and educate people through YouTube. So how can we convert all these eyeballs and all these nurture people we have in our ecosystem? So in the nomad revenue ecosystem, at the end, there is the conversion, and conversion directly goes to DM setting and sales. So you need to bring, so let's go back to here, every single human being that follows you, comments your reels, and put likes on your content have made a step closer to you. So we need to capitalize on that. So from here, from TikTok to Instagram, we go straight to DM sales funnel. So here we need to break it down in two. You could be an inbound lead if you do the right content. At the same time, there could be an outbound lead. With outbound lead, that means every single human being that, as I told you before, comment, follows, or put likes, you can outbound. And here, for example, I have different strategies, okay, in order for you to answer to an inbound lead and answer to an outbound lead. But then eventually I channel all of them to the same DM flow, which I call Lord CP. So you answer to your inbound or you reach out to your outbound lead, and then you go through what I call the Lord CP DM flow. What Lord CP stands for, you need to ask their location, where are they coming from, their occupation, what they do for a living, recreation, in order to build trust, what they do in their spare time, dream, where exactly they want to go in the future and what's their goal, and exactly what's their challenge, why you're in the situation that you're in right now and that's your goal, what's the challenge in the middle that doesn't lead you there, and then eventually priority, how much of a priority is for you right now to change this situation. Practical example, UGC, you want to help people make money through UGC, perfect. So what they're doing right now, what's their occupation, what's their recreation, what's their dream? Their dream is to make money from social media. What's the challenge, like why you're not making money through UGC so far? And is that a priority? If we know that they have a challenge and they want to overcome it and their priority is that, boom. What we do after that is we channel them through the demo call. And what demo call stands for, a qualification call. So we need to make sure that the lead you talk through, they are really qualified in order to work one-to-one with you. Because personally, I really care to see if the other person that I decide to coach is on my frequencies, is that a priority? Because if I need to pray him or her to start working with me, I need to pray him or her to work right after. So we need to always make sure and qualify people before we jump into the closing call. So in the demo call, the only thing we want to make sure to understand, it's a 15-minute call, so it's going to be really quick. I have a big ass demo call framework that I can show you, but let's make it short. You need to understand what's their point A, their current situation, what's the point B and where they want to go in the future, what's the challenge that is making them stay stuck, and then eventually understanding the priority. How much of a priority is for them from 1 to 10 to get to a certain amount of results. As you see, it kind of reminds of the DM workflow, because actually these concepts are the ones that makes people buy or not buy. After the demo call, the one thing we're going to be doing is setting a closing call, where eventually our goal has to be closing the deal. But before that, we need to make sure that we prepare pre-sale assets. All these materials that are going to be making sure that the people buy from you smoothly. So in the first video that I personally prepared, I explain exactly how I help people going from A to B. Okay, so I explained every single step, so they're not going to be joining my closing call with questions on my program. Such a waste of time. You can prevent all of this thanks to a pre-sale asset. And at the same time, preparing a testimonial video. So you help already people achieving a certain amount of results, and you have a testimonial video where that person shares a little bit how it was working with you, so you build even more trust. That's going to be fundamental, that increase your closing rate by crazy amount of percentage. In the month that I closed 30K, I had a 90% close rate, and what I believe was the key part of it, for sure, it was my organic content plus YouTube, but at the same time was my pre-sale asset because I made it really, really well. So after we qualify them on DMs, we qualify them in a call, we send all the information regarding to your offer, plus a testimonial, it's time to collect some cash. Closing call. Here is exactly the moment that you need to drop the price, handle objections, and see exactly how to move forward. And how I personally love to approach all of this is without any sort of pressure. Because people never buy from pressure. People buy when they feel themselves ready to do the step. So you, from a sales perspective, you need to make sure that you help and guide the person to the right decision. Fuck all those gurus telling you to hard sell. That doesn't work. And personally, the more you hard sell some person, the more they're not going to be working smoothly with him, but it's going to be a hard time, because if you close hard, it's going to be harder to work. If you close them softly with consciousness, they themselves, they take the decision, that it's going to be so much easier to work with them. So make sure to close people by being a guide, not by being a dog, right? That's what people want. So to run everything back, this is the nomad revenue ecosystem where we build attraction and eyeballs to your business and to your offer from organic content. And if you want to put even more fuel, cold reach and follower ads, even to put more fuel. Make sure that you pass through the ICP filter I just shared. Right after this, you bring all this lead flow to YouTube, where you're eventually going to be nurturing people every single time with educational, nurturing, speaking about yourself and your own identity, your own values, because people need to trust you first, then actually your offer. And right after this, make sure that you have a really smooth sales process without generating sales resistance and being pushed. Every single time, make sure that they want to do it themselves, is a priority for them, because if it's not a priority for them, they don't see any challenge, they will never buy. Okay, and this whole sales framework brought me to 90% close rate. So if you execute it smoothly, you're going to be having an amazing business. So if you want as well develop what I call the nomad revenue ecosystem and start building your business to 10, 20, 30K a month, then you know how to find me. In the description, I leave a link so you can simply book a call. No sales calls. We just really want to make sure that we can help you. And if we can help you, you see value in what we do, you eventually see an opportunity to scale a business, we're super happy to help you. Otherwise, no problem. So in the case, guys, follow this YouTube channel. We're going to be making sure that we're going to be breaking every single part of this nomad revenue ecosystem in details. So we're going to be breaking down organic content better, YouTube better, and every single part of the sales process better. So I want to make sure that you have all the tools to scale to your 10K a month business just from YouTube. Guys, it was a pleasure for me. See you in the next video.